So this week is a little different.
This week is a little different.
And the people who are watching this, that watch every week, will notice we're wearing the same clothes that we were wearing last week.
I don't have a lot of shirts.
I don't either. But we were on a roll, so we figured we'd go ahead and do this. And we're talking about an overview of what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. But really, the main thing is how to get what you want, or how to create your vision and then achieve it.
Well,
or
we'll put it this way. It's something that I've seen a lot in my life, especially when you communicate and converse with people. And it's something that comes up a lot when we talk about what we do. And it seems that what we do, which is living off-grid, living kind of on our own, building, creating, is a life that a lot of people want to have. Is a life that a lot of people strive for. And so when we say these things that we do that, the first initial reaction is, man, I would love to do that, but I can't.
Right.
And to our response is, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do anything in life that you want to do. But of course, in order to achieve things in life, you need to be able to almost set up how do you achieve these things, right? A path of how you can go through. And so you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, but in a way, this isn't something that we kind of just fell into. It's something that we work hard every day to work towards what we want and to maintain what we have. And I think in today's video and also future videos, we'd like to kind of begin the opening of these talks of why we do these things and how you can do them as well, and the morals and values that come with those.
Yep. So, how do you do these things?
That's a really good question. Well, the first thing is you have to say, what do we want? What do I want, right? What do I want to work towards in life? And you have to really ask, what do I want? Not what other people say I think I should have, or what society thinks I should have. What would make me happy? What would you say?
Yeah, I'm not sure that you put happy with what you want, but maybe it would make you fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
I like fulfilled.
I like that. I like that.
Because happiness is such a hard thing to define.
Yeah,
for
happiness,
everybody.
I think,
but fulfillment is easy.
Happiness comes from working towards fulfillment.
Yeah.
Happiness is a byproduct of working towards something that fulfills you in life.
Now, I think there's I actually wrote a book about this.
You did?
Yeah. And I think that there is a unknown epidemic in the world.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that is unhappiness. I think most people deep down are unhappy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're fulfilled.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
I think they're doing things for others or for the wrong ideas. So let's back up though.
Okay.
So when you say find out where you want to go, or what's one word for that? Starts with a V.
A vision.
A vision. Yeah. So you need a vision of what you want to get to.
Yeah.
So our vision when we came here, what was that vision? Because we had defined that pretty clearly when we found this place.
Yeah, and that was to create a semi-off-grid, sustainable place for us to live comfortably.
Yes, that was our vision. That was our vision.
Yeah.
So did we fulfill that vision?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it in a second. But now what's our new vision?
Well, the new vision is kind of the old vision, but improved in a way.
Absolutely.
But the new vision, I would say, is to create a space that can host more people. And on top of that, creating a space that can help show people how to find their own vision.
So we're expanding our vision to include others.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a vision and let's call a vision something that is hard to attain. Let's
Okay.
define a vision as something challenging to obtain. It may be impossible to obtain. So, for instance, here's a vision: erase world hunger.
Yeah.
That's impossible, right? End poverty. You're not going to do it. Stop drug use. You're not going to do it, right? Those are visions.
Right.
All right. So a vision is something you think of as top of the mountain.
End goal.
End goal that's hard to get to. It's as challenging as you can make it. And that's your vision, okay? And everybody needs a vision.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you need something to always work towards.
To pull you.
Yeah.
It pulls you towards it.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you've defined it so that it's in your gut and it's part of you in your heart, right? Then it's going to pull you forward when times get hard.
Yeah.
And are times going to get hard?
Yes.
Why?
Because times always get hard.
Why?
There's a saying that I absolutely love. I don't know if this is what you're going for, but it's a saying that I've always stuck with me, which is good times or strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men.
That's true. So, but why do you think that is? Why is it that we need hard times? Why do we need challenges and difficulties? And why can't life just be a breeze?
Because if life was easy, we would never learn anything. We would
Correct.
never be able to grow as individuals.
Wouldn't grow, would we?
I think if you can look at this yourself, all of the things that have really challenged you in your life that you've been able to get over has defined you in some way, has given you skill set, has given you strength, has given you compassion and understanding for people who have also gone through similar trials as well.
So I think a key point out of that would be that, so no matter what comes to you, if you can think of it as you've attracted that for some reason,
Yeah.
then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So one of the key things that in my life that I finally realized was that all things are good,
Yeah.
even the bad things.
Yeah.
Because if I look back 68 years, although I can't see back 68 years, but if I go back even back to when I was 15, for instance, because I left home when I was 15 almost. So when I go back that far and I look at the things that really were a struggle for me,
Yeah.
I can see in hindsight that those were good.
Yeah.
So that's a key to it, is understanding that there is nothing bad. It's just a challenge, and that you can get over that challenge. The universe does not bring you challenges you can't solve
Right.
in one way or another.
Yeah, I agree.
So just to put that, so we got the vision at the top.
Yeah.
At the top of the mountain.
Uh-huh.
All right. And so to get to that vision, which we've defined,
Yeah.
we need to make a whole lot of decisions.
Right. Because if, let's just say, end world hunger is the vision, right? If that's immediately go, let's end world hunger. How do you, right? How that overwhelms you.
Overwhelming.
Instant overwhelming.
Yeah. So you start with decisions. What do I do first? Do I do it this way? Do I do it that way? Somebody says do it this, you got all kind of decisions. Every minute of your life is decisions. And of course, the decisions you make create your future.
Correct.
So that's why life is perfect.
Yes.
Because because all the decisions you've made in the past have brought you right here.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect, because now you know that all the decisions you make from here on will create whatever you want.
In the future.
Yeah. Bad decisions are going to create over here good decisions. So
Yeah.
how do you make those decisions? That's the question.
Right.
So I can answer that if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
So what you need is a guiding principles,
Okay.
so that you can check them off. You go, okay, let's see, does this decision I've made, does this fit these principles? Yes, no. Oh, well, then you've got to decide, are you going to go against your principle and make that decision or not?
Yeah.
So if you can create a set of principles or values, if you can create those for yourself or your team, and you have you and your team run every decision that anybody makes by those values, then you know that that's like guideposts.
Yeah.
So that you stay within those guideposts heading up the mountain.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you define values? I think values are a key part of how to get to a vision. So what's a value? Do you know? What's one of your values, do you think?
One of my values, I would say honesty is
That's
a value.
a great value. That's a great value, right? So let's use this as an example. So we can get to this. We can get to this property that we want. It might be expensive. So what we can do is we have an opportunity over here to do a drug deal with some people.
Yeah.
And it's going to make us a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run us by our value. We only have one value right now,
Yeah.
but let's run it by the value.
Yeah.
Does this drug deal over here fit within our value of honesty?
No.
No. Sorry, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you have a set of values, so let's come up with some other values. Let's just bounce some back. Family is a value.
Mm-hmm. Trust.
Trust is a value. I mean, we ought to come up with, the next video we do, we will come up with our set of values and put them on a board. We'll get us a little chalkboard.
Nice.
And we'll put them on a board so we can share our values, what we do, what we use as values, so you can understand what values are. Because if you have these values, your decisions become very easily made.
Yeah.
Amazingly easily made, right? And I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on values, but as soon as we turn the camera off, I'll name 20 of them that you can pick from.
And values are things that really you feel in your heart. There's something that it's sometimes very difficult to follow what your heart says or your intuition, right? And so when you create these values of the way that you want to live your life, I think we all want to have these values, right? Inside of all of us, we want to be courageous, we want to be honest, we want to be all of these things. But sometimes when we have a difficult decision to make, I think a lot of times in most of the world, those values are diminished for something else, for some kind of gain. And a lot of the times, the ends justify the means, what people think, right? And so people think it's okay to put away these values because of what they're getting in return can help them.
I can cheat a little bit. No,
right.
You can't.
No.
Not if that's not your value.
Yeah.
If your value is cheat, no problem.
Yeah.
Right? You can make that decision. But if your value is honesty, then no. The
Yeah.
answer is no.
Yeah.
And there's no way to go around it.
And I think what's the most important thing for me to start to understand and realize is that, let's say you have a vision and a goal, and you need these values in order to have that vision. Well, the things that come into your life might seem like, well, you can have this vision if you lose the values. And that seems like a lot of the things that happen. And a lot of the times you have to say, no, I choose the values over this. And that is actually how you get to your vision. And the weird thing is, if you get rid of your values and in a needless pursuit of that vision, it seems that it will crumble all down around you.
It'll be hollow.
It'll very hollow.
Yeah. Yep. So that I know there's so much to do, so much to talk about on how to get somewhere, but I think that's a good start. Is you got to have a vision. You got to know where you're going. You got to have this thing that draws you to it, and then you got to have a way to make your decisions. And everybody on your team, whether it's your family or your workplace or you personally or whatever, everybody going to that vision has got to have these guideposts. And those guideposts can be our values, because they let you make each and every decision, and each and every decision is what gets you to that vision.
Yeah.
So I think next time we'll talk about some other parts of it, like the individual steps that we take to get to that.
Yeah.
Those are your goals that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So you set goals on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then those goals help you have mileposts. So instead of going, oh man, I got to go to the top of the mountain. No, I got to go to that milepost right up there first. All I got to do is get to that one.
Yeah. And then you can go from there.
Right. So I think that's a pretty good start, though.
So with that being said, what is your vision? What is something that you want to really do in your life? What are some of your values? We'd love to know what your thoughts on this are. And if you enjoyed this style of video, I know it's a little bit different, but we're really but we're really hoping to expand more on this and implement this and incorporate it more into the channel. So we'd love to know what your visions are and some of your values. Comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.